So then he writes back and he says, if people can be saved, quote, saved, by faith in a Messiah before he came, and the blood transcends time, then why can't they be saved by rejecting Yeshua as Messiah, but still believe in a Messiah? Now, this is a great question. I actually appreciate this question, even though he was quite snarky about it. He said something about, like, I'll wait for your hypocrisy, for your response in hypocrisy or whatever. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is. But let's respond to this. First of all, this has been something that has been talked about for a very long time. And ultimately, we can talk about the progression of this belief, but Paul talks about this. He says that Abraham believed God and it was reckoned to him as righteousness, right? So what does that mean? He was justified. And I even put in a passage from Romans where it says that Abraham was justified by faith. And so Michael wrote back and he said we would need to define what justified is. Yeah, that's right. He's right about that. We do need to define our terms and the terms justification. What does it mean to be justified? It means that he was seen as not guilty. He was just, hence the term justified. He was declared not guilty before the Almighty.
Right. That means accusations against him have no legal standing before the judge.
Exactly. And so the point is that Abraham looked forward to a coming Messiah that would deal with sin. And we see this in Genesis 3, right? That the seed would come and crush the head of the serpent. Okay, so with all of that said, what about the Jews who don't believe in Yeshua? Well, first of all, we can't discount the idea of progressive revelation. Certainly there is progressive revelation. I've dealt a lot in my own mind. We've talked about this on the show a lot, about Jews who did not, like, what did the Jewish people believe, or what did anyone believe who were justified before the coming of Christ? And what I have come to believe is that a person who, like Abraham, believed that the seed that was promised would come and deal with sin. Now, here's the thing about modern Judaism, and I don't know anything about who Michael E. is or anything like that, so he might already know this. But a lot of people don't know this. Modern Judaism will tell you that they don't need a Messiah to come and deal with their sin. They are not waiting for someone to come and deal with sin.
Yeah, they deny the doctrine of original sin isn't even a...
Exactly. And not only that, but their sin is taken care of through the works and through prayer and repentance. They don't need a Messiah to come and die for them, because they don't need someone to deal with their sin problem. And so this right here, I don't know if Michael is familiar with this in modern Judaism or not, but ultimately just believing in a coming Messiah is not what saved a person before the coming of Yeshua, and it doesn't save a person now. What saves a person is faith that the Messiah has, or in the previous prior to Yeshua, that the Messiah would come and deal with the sin problem as the prophecies said. And this gets into...
Here's interesting, Caleb. What you're talking about reminds me of John 4, where John tells us about Yeshua and the Samaritan woman at the well. And she says, well, we know the Messiah is going to come and explain all things. So there's an example in the first century of some sort of, we believe the Messiah is going to come. And then Yeshua says, I'm the one. And then she believes, and she went and told the whole village, and then they all believed. Yeah. So in other words, there is a place where God puts this hope, and I think this is what you were getting at with the Genesis 3 reference, for a coming Messiah. But the point is, when they hear the gospel, they automatically believe, because this fits. That's why when Yeshua is transfigured, both Moses and Elijah are there.
Right.
So whatever Moses believed about the Messiah, whatever Elijah believed about the Messiah, it was like a no-brainer that Yeshua fulfilled it, and they were, boom, on board. They didn't reject it. It's not like, I'm not going to, now he doesn't fit my expectation, or, it's
Now, yeah, if we want to,
the shape and expectation of who the Messiah is was modified and re-indoctrinated in new terms in Judaism post the gospel going out to the world, because they wanted to define Messiah in a way that pointed away from Yeshua and away from the gospel.
You're making a point. You're making a point that we've already made, but we'll make it to Michael again. If you watch this, which I don't know if he watches the full show or not, but if Michael watches this, the ball's in your court at this point. And the reason why is because we've already asked, what do you think it means that Abraham was justified? Could Abraham stand before the Almighty and the Almighty say not guilty if he was not covered by the blood of Christ? Exactly. And if your answer is yes, he could, then the question is okay, well then how is he justified, and why aren't we all just justified by that instead of having the Almighty?
What's the difference? In other words, exactly.
Why would the Almighty send Yeshua to die on the cross? It makes no sense. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.